for PBL4 buoyancy force analysis. Hello everyone. In our PBL4 Save the People, you built already a Model 1 and a Model 2 of a ship or boat. Suppose that this is mine, is bigger than 30 centimeters and is mostly made of different materials, plastic, foamy, some wood on it. Now, here, I know that you're at home and not everybody is able to get measurements of mass or measurements of the boat even. So I provided this tutorial with information for you to calculate it, and it's super easy, just follow it. The first step, we are going to calculate the mass as following some cases that I will explain in a moment. Step number 2, we are going to get the measurements of your ship and boat. And then we are going to proceed to the analysis of forces in Model 1 and Model 2. In the left side, you can see a formula bank with some conversions that you might need, formulas for volume, and finally the situation of buoyancy, if it's positive, negative, or neutral. Now, choosing the mass. I provided some cases, actually 6 cases. The cases in the left, case 1, 3, and 5, they are if your ship or boat is less than 30 centimeters long. So if you made it of paper and cardboard mostly, you will use 60 grams. If you made it with wood, you will use 200 grams. Finally, if you used a mixture of materials, use 500 grams. In cases 2, 4, and 6, if it's bigger than 30 centimeters, back again for paper and cardboard, 350 grams. For wood, mostly wood, 850 grams. And finally, mixture of materials, 2,100 grams. For getting the measurements of your ship, for getting the volume of water immersed, we are going to be using the shape and also the size. Back again, cases A, C, and E. In the left side, they're smaller than 30 centimeters. If it's a triangular prism, like this one, if it's a rectangular prism, like this one, or any other shape, we will use an oval for that. Cases B, D, and E, F is actually the same situation, but if they are bigger than 30 centimeters, with the measurements and the formula for it. Remember this because we are going to be using it in an example in a moment. What do you need to do then is to calculate force of buoyancy, force of gravity first, then force of buoyancy in red as you can see it here, and then compare both of them, similar to what we did before. Let me provide you with an example then. Suppose back again that this is my case with the egg on top. And we are going to be calculating first force of gravity, but obviously we need the mass. So let's go to slide number 2. In my case, is case number 6, is bigger than 30 centimeters. In a mixture of materials, it will be a mass of 2,100 grams. For the measurements, back again, my ship is bigger than 30 centimeters and is a triangular prism. So I will use these measurements. Base 15 centimeters, height 45 centimeters, and width 2 centimeters. The formula in blue over there, I will use it later. So, formula for force of gravity is mass times gravity. The mass 2,100, but be careful, they were grams, so we had to divide by 1,000 to convert to kilograms, and then multiply times the gravity, giving us 20.58 newtons. Force of buoyancy is mass of water immersed times gravity. The volume immersed in water is the formula, because it's a triangular prism, is base times height divided by 2 times the width. From the slide of measurements is 15 times 45 divided by 2 times 2, and that will give us 675 centimeters cubed. But be careful, we need meters cubed, so that's why we need to divide by 1,000,000, and we get 0.0007 meters cubed. Now let's calculate the mass of water. Mass of water It will be water density times volume. The water density, you can see it at the left, is 997.05 times the 0.0007 that we got for volume. The multiplication, 0.7 kilograms. Now we can get back to the formula for buoyancy, and that will be the substitution, 0.7 times gravity, 9.8. The answer, 6.86 newtons. Summarizing, force of buoyancy, 6.86 newtons, force of gravity, 20.58 that we got at the beginning. And comparing them, obviously force of buoyancy is smaller than force of gravity, so it's negative buoyancy and the ship sinks. So I hope that with this example, now you're going to be able to do yours. Go for it, and remember, after doing model 1 you had to do model 2. Thank you very much. Goodbye.